Hi, I'm Nathalie,
And I'm Björn.
and we are making a humble attempt at changing something in the art world.
But now let's have a look at why we think that's important first. Like every human being in this cruel world, an artist needs money to pay his or her bills and have food, family, and a home. So I think you're all with me here. So here comes the deal. If an artist wants to be able to get by doing art without day jobs, the way the industry works is pretty much always the same. Whether we're talking a musician, an author, a designer, or someone else here. But let's agree we're talking about a musician, and he's called Blake. Blake is good at what he does. People want to buy his music, and he managed to find companies and networks that agree to represent him. He makes contracts with different companies, who mainly are supposed to manage his career, produce, publish, promote, distribute, and in the end sell his music. Put simple, Blake makes music and those companies and networks utilize and commercialize that music. Given that Blake has fans, which we stated he has, they earn money, actually quite a lot of it, of which a maximum of 10% are given to Blake, and at least 90% go to these companies. And that's only if Blake abstained from an advance. If he got an advance, he might be getting zero of what he earns until it's paid back. Or maybe 1%. That way he becomes very dependent on the companies, not only because he's bound by contracts, but also by financial debt. Now if Blake is a little unlucky, his first record doesn't meet the expectations of the companies. There's a high chance he won't have his advance paid back by his third record, and his music label might then kick him out. And all of a sudden the advance money, which seemed to be a lifesaver, becomes a neckbreaker. So I hope you're all with us here, that the way it is working isn't working out. But what could we do to change it?
We thought about this and we came up with an idea that actually isn't completely new. Often in other industries, small businesses and single businessmen will get together to be able to acquire bigger jobs than customers or to have a better basis of negotiation when it comes to making contracts with buyers and distributors. That way, they can compete with industry giants but stay independent and flexible. Why don't we apply that model to the artistic industries? In that scenario, Blake makes his music. He enters a network which runs a company that publishes, promotes and distributes artistic products. Blake uses the contacts and help of that network and that of his fans to finance and produce his record. That is a little more work for him, but it also means he stays in full control when it comes to artistic decisions. He now hands his music to the network and they publish, promote and distribute it. That works because if many other artists, like Blake, enter the network, they can afford to hire professionals to do those jobs for them. They don't depend on the big companies giving them artist contracts anymore, they just use the services, on eye level. Now again, money is earned. Because Blake himself is responsible of his career, the company won't kick him if it isn't as much as expected. 60% of the money earned with his music is paid out directly to him. 40% are kept in the company to keep it thriving and help nurture other talents and newcomers. At the end of each business year, the profit is split evenly between all artists and Blake gets a dividend. That way, every artist, no matter how big or small, benefits from the overall success of the company. Our agenda is to set up that alliance, a network for artists that lets them stay independent but makes it possible for them to pursue their profession. And it's not just for artists, but for art lovers too. We call them our patrons and involve them in many creative and economic affairs that we're dealing with. And that is just the beginning. We started off good, but to keep us going, we need your help. Creative success doesn't come overnight, and we need to carry ourselves over the next few months. Immediately, we'd like to cover costs for 6 months with this campaign, like staff, a car and rent, to make sure that we will really be able to make a change.
Every contribution helps. If you can't contribute, please like and share our pages on Twitter, Facebook and Tumblr. Thank you.